Hello! Welcome to the Triple FF Podcast, Voice of the Youth. I have Sean Adams with me today. We're doing something a little bit different. She is an inspired nail tech. She's doing her own business. She goes from home to home and she's, trying to get her new spot.
Yeah.
So I'm here with
Crooklyn Claws.
So it's at
Crooklyn Claws.
You see us?
Can you see what's happening right now?
Yeah, we're doing something a little bit different today. Right now we are here at the
Crooklyn Claws.
I'm gonna say it again, but it's at Crooklyn Claws. I said it right?
Sound like you saying Claw Daddies or something. Crooklyn Claws. Like I sell seafood dishes. Claws, honey, claws, not shrimps. And mussels. Sound like I'm a seafood.
Oh man, I adore this girl. She always had me laughing. That's why we had to do this today. Right now I'm getting my filling from Crooklyn Claws.
Sound like you're saying crawfish. Now that's what it is. Crooklyn
Crooklyn?
Claws.
Oh, Crooklyn Claws. It
I
sounds
don't know.
like
I don't know.
it still sounds like claws. Well, I'm here getting my nails done by the one and only Sean Adams, owner of Crooklyn
Claws.
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 Not claws.
I keep on saying claws. All right, so let's get started. So we're here. This is the Triple F Podcast, and we're doing something a little bit different. So she's about to give me a filling. Now she give me a filling. We're gonna chat. So tell them a little bit about yourself, Miss Adams. How old are you? What do you do?
I'm 22 years old, and right now I'm aspiring to be a teacher. But I have gotten a few jobs. Right now I'm practicing to be an assistant teacher. And then once I finish that, I'll be a full-time teacher. And also, the person who I'm working with, she told me that she'll help me get my master's when I'm ready. So I have a lot of things that I'm trying to work on.
They can't even see your face. So, yeah, we look at it a little closer so they can like see our face. So, yeah, as we were. So let's talk about this right now. What we doing? What made you want to start doing nails?
I always wanted to do nails. I just never had the drive to start it, nor did I ever really have the money. I feel like I did have the money, but it was all about me and if I really wanted to sit here and continue to invest in something like this. But since quarantine happened, that's when I started to, feel like I needed to invest in something that I would actually like to do. And despite the fact that a lot of people are doing nails right now, I feel like nails is something that caught my attention only because it had my attention for such a long time. It was just the matter of me really sitting here taking the steps to actually pursue it out. But when the money came right in front of me to do it, that's when I was just like, I might as well
invest in what it is that you want to do.
With the nails?
Yeah,
exactly.
like once you got the money.
I actually want to keep this as a side hustle kind of thing. I never really see myself going big with the nails. But I mean, if it happens, it happens. And I'm not going to sit here and block a blessing if this becomes bigger than what I imagined.
When the quarantine happened, COVID-19, everything shut down. You were in school at the time too, right?
Yes.
You were in
Virginia Union University.
Okay. So how did that work out for you? Like having to come back home, stopping everything. It's your last year. Like,
it kind of sucked, and can't even lie. Like, I never liked my school to begin with, but the fact that I had to leave when I felt like things were getting actually good, it kind of sucked. I can't even lie. I would rather be at school, kind of, only because this would have been my last year, and I feel like it would have been worth it. But
So it just prolonged you even graduating too.
it's kind of just helping me a little bit because I don't have to do a lot of work. For real, for real. I just have to sit here and go out here and find an internship,
Okay.
and that's what I'm doing. I found 2 jobs behind that, so
Oh, look at that. Through the quarantine, through
Yes.
the pandemic,
found
2 jobs. So, what would you say that your peers are saying now, like, when all of this has happened? I mean, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Black Lives Matter movement. Let's talk about school having to go back, having even to adjust to the new norm. Yeah.
So I would like to start off the Black Lives Matter conversation because I would say that I love the fact that I attend the HBCU. So the talk about Black Lives Matter isn't such a touchy subject. It's an actual subject that, like, we talk about, we learn about in our classrooms. Like, this is nothing new to us about what's going on with the system and how women and men are treated. So I'm kind of glad that, this movement happened within my generation because I feel like we are the generation that attended HBCUs the most and got knowledge about what's going on in the world. So, there's a lot of young people who are standing up to what's going on and are notifying authorities that this has already been going on. Like, because we learned about it in our textbook. This is nothing new. So I just feel like this Black Lives Matter movement was, even though, it's been done over time, the fashion and the way that it's been done hasn't been done in a long time. Well, I'm not from back then, but I just feel like this way that it's going is the most appropriate. We're not backing down, we're not stopping. There's actual, even though, Caucasian people were a part of the movement back then, I feel like they're more heavily involved and now they're more aware of how we're being treated. So they are taking the necessary steps to use their privilege against those who are misusing their own.
Nice. Miss Adams. Okay, Miss Adams. All right. Like, see, this is why I love to have these conversations, especially with young people, to hear what you guys got to say and what what your generation is talking about now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot to talk about, and I totally forgot you attended the HBCU.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the conversation that y'all had from
Yep.
freshman year,
A long
right?
time ago. A long time.
And now, what would you say? Did you go protest? You protest with me once too, right?
Yes. Actually,
Yeah.
first, she.
Flowers, feelings, you did. When I was working with Friends of Island Academy, we protested in Harlem.
Sure.
How was that experience for you? Because it was powerful.
I feel like it was really, really good, especially the lady from East New York that came up there to talk.
Yeah, I gotta go meet her
Yes,
tomorrow.
because she, there's a lot of people who give these speeches and, who talk, but they don't really know what it feels like to be on the other end of the foot. So it was good hearing something from somebody who is actually from the struggle, who knows what it feels like to go through these systematic things, especially being that she's light-skinned. So she knows exactly how people of brown skin and people who are darker than her would feel on the other end of the foot, because not a lot of light-skinned people experience it.
All right, you raised that point. We were talking about, like, now, what do you think that the light skin and the dark skin right now in this moment, do you think that still matters? Do you think that's still a thing now? Because black is black,
Yeah.
white is white.
I think that is still a thing.
You think that is still a thing?
I think so, but I don't think it's necessarily a thing within the white community. I think it's a thing within the black community. I don't necessarily.
Let's talk about that, because I'm gonna say this. I you know, I've been dark skinned, but I'm the darkest person in my family.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So growing up, my sister is way lighter than you. Even my son is light skinned like my sister. Like, I'm the darkest person in my family. So growing up, I used to think something was wrong with me.
For real?
Yeah, I used to think, I'm like, why am I so dark? And my sister, why is Tasha so white? What's wrong with me? I wasn't really proud of my skin complexion. But then I would walk the streets and people used to tell me, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Your skin complexion is so beautiful. And I used to be like, oh, really?
Yeah.
And then also, I remember it was a thing that people used to say to me. Once I got proud and I realized my skin complexion was like, I was beautiful, this would bother me. Being that you brought up the light skin, dark skin thing. Oh, you're so beautiful to be dark skinned.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten that before?
No.
I've gotten that all my life. To the point where I started realizing, I'm like, why I just can't be beautiful? Why?
Yeah.
I'm so beautiful to be dark skinned. Like, what do you mean by that? Why is that a thing? So yeah, I agree with you. You said that when you saw Venus talking and her to be so fair skinned, and for her to come from the struggle, and you know, you felt like people that are fair skinned, most of the time they don't experience what dark skinned people experience, especially within our community.
Yes.
Right.
Especially.
And I would say, but you made a point. I was thinking like maybe now it's a little different, but maybe not in the Caucasian world, you know.
Yeah, no, it's
but
not.
Amongst ourselves, right?
Yeah, and that's where the conflict, you know, mainly start. I feel like because, you know, there's all this division within us, but we already have a system trying to break us down, but we're also creating a division as well. So that's where we fail as a unit within the Black culture.
Well put, my girl. Right. So I'm actually glad that we're talking about that and even bringing it out, because I totally forgot that that's something that I struggled with when I was younger. And, you know, even the thing where it's like, oh, you're so beautiful to be dark skinned.
Yeah.
Like, why did that have to come behind it, you know?
Yeah, I always struggle with my hair. Believe it or not, I hated my hair. Because I don't know, like, I always just saw white girls with their, my hair was just always in bobos or just braided up. And I just always saw people and other girls and how their hair was just long and down their shoulders. And I just wish that as a child, like, even though my mother told me, you know, don't get a perm, I wish she would have said a little bit more behind that to me.
I got that too,
like,
yeah.
You know, like, maybe, like, oh, your hair is beautiful. Even though, you know, parents do say that, but, you know, you could say a little bit more to your child. Like, tell them, like, you know, you'll probably regret this, or just other things, you know, other things that can come into play. Sometimes there should be things that's done better to make sure that your child feels good within her own culture, because, you know, the world is very deceiving, and what's perceived out there isn't always, you know, the greatest thing to have.
So I'm going to talk about a couple of things. I'm glad that you brought that up, because I want to point out, growing up, they didn't tell us a reason why not to get a perm. We just knew we wanted our hair to be silky and flowy, and we didn't want to deal with our hair, you know, being rough and coarse. That wasn't a thing, but it was always not really pointing out the beauty in our hair.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, okay, let's brush your hair, let's perm it, or you know, if you perm your hair, just know you're gonna damage it. But you wanna get a perm, all right, you know. But now, I want to say, we wearing our lace fronts and our wigs and our braids, but everybody's natural.
Yeah.
And they're really embracing this, you know? And that's a beauty. That's a beauty. Like, even Morgan's, she's 14 now, and she's like, I'm never perming my hair.
That's good.
Because she sees it, too. Even the YouTube videos, they're showing how you can have beautiful hair, your own hair, your texture, and do so many things with it, and be so creative. Our hair even the texture, the color, everything.
Yeah.
And showing how much things we can do with it. But that's the point. But definitely back in the days, it was a thing. My hair was a long, thick, and very healthy. Once I permed it,
it just went all down.
and never again.
My hair has not been long since I permed my hair.
Mm-hmm.
My hair. Dominicans used to argue with me over doing my hair. They never wanted to do my hair like.
Cause your hair was so thick
and long.
Yeah,
like,
yep, me too.
So I used
like
to.
Your hair so thick.
My mom used to make me go in there with like a hair tie and wrap my hair, and then they used to tell me take it out and then charge me like that because I thought I was a finesse. Yeah.
Well, that's one of the things I said. I can say nowadays that we're like embracing our complexion, our hair, the round noses,
yes,
right?
Everything about us.
Everything about us.
We gotta embrace it because these white people out here trying to embrace it as well.
That's a fact. Speak about it. Say it again. You can say it. You can say
it. Yeah. They definitely are trying to embrace our culture.
Because I think that we're cool.
We are
We're cool. They being educated and knowledgeable about what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, it's a different time, and now we're more alert, more aware about what's going on, and really working on things that need to be worked on. And in that order, and that's why we're doing much better as a people. I'm proud of us.
Yes, we are. We definitely are. Standing up for rights more, keeping it going. People are voting. I just watched the video.
Yes, vote.
Yes, I gotta vote. There was this video of this man, and he was like 60 or 70 something years old, but he started crying because he was like, he never thought like he would actually have to vote. Like this would be the time that his vote actually matters.
Wait, he never voted?
But he
60
said,
years?
Yes, it was some big number.
You forgot about this one?
No.
Oh, because it hurts. You're trying to wait it last?
Yeah.
Because I won't hurt, so okay. Oh, look at that. Go Crooklyn Crow. What is something else that you think that we should talk? I mean, we covered a lot.
Yeah. That hurt?
No, it doesn't hurt.
That
It
hurt?
doesn't hurt. I just did that over Look at your face. Look at her face. She's like,
girl, does it hurt?
No, it doesn't hurt. What are some of the things that you would say to your peers, to young people, to older people? Some, people who are in certain situations, this is still a difficult time. It's letting up just a tad bit. They're saying that we might have another wave coming through. But for the most part right now, getting back into school, getting back to work, coming from where we came from just a couple of months ago, and all that we went through, what would you say to someone, your peers, someone younger, whoever's watching this podcast, that you think they should know?
One thing that I would definitely tell the people younger than me is that, always follow your dreams and never...
Let them see you. Because they can't see you. We can't see the nose.
Always follow your dreams and never tell anybody that it's too big, because my generation right now is breaking ground with their own businesses. I know people who's opening shops right now, younger than me, opening hair shops. Like, there's some real big entrepreneurs in my generation. So I just feel like if anybody tells you that your dream is too small, never settle for less. Like, you gotta always strive for bigger and better. Yeah, but that's what. Also, for those who's older than me, you can always learn lessons from those younger than you.
That's strong. That's strong. I always say that. I say that a lot. That's why I keep y'all around.
Sure, thank you.
Okay. So I'm gonna finish up and get my nails done. I want to thank you, Sean, for being on this podcast and taking the time out and showing people how you are fearlessly flourishing. You're still growing. And you have this fight. You have a long way ahead of you, and I'm proud of you. So on the close.
Some bling going on. That's real.
Bling bling. Every time I come around, bling bling. Piggy work about bling bling.
Zagazal,
Zagazal.
zagazal, zagazal.
Every time I run, bling bling. Bling. Ooh, bling bling.
It do bling.
Bling bling.
Bling, bling. Got a lot of, I know you like this stuff. Woo. So you can.
Can't really see it, but I love the glitteries. On a closeout, repeat after me. I am a flower,
A flower.
fearlessly
Fearlessly
flourishing.
flourishing.
Woo!